Hi, Tom here. Welcome to today's video. This week feels different. Not in a thunderous way. Not in a sudden way. But in a way you can feel deep down. Like something that's been stuck for a long time is finally starting to move. Taurus. This is the beginning of that shift. Over the last few cycles, you may have felt things were going slower than they should. Work not moving the way you wanted. Money not flowing the way you expected. Plans taking longer than they should. You may have felt like you were doing everything right, but nothing was changing. That phase is ending. This week, the energy starts moving once again. From a Vedic perspective, this is foundation shift energy. When Taurus goes through a period of pressure, life is usually reconstructing something behind the scenes. Your priorities change. Your direction changes. Your sense of security changes. And once that inner change happens, the outer world starts to move too. That's where you are right now. You may notice small signs at first. A conversation about work. An idea about money. A situation that starts opening after being stuck. It may not look huge yet, but you can feel the difference. There's movement again. And movement means the cycle changed. Taurus. Your strength has always been patience. You can wait longer than most people. You can stay steady when others panic. You can build slowly and still reach the goal. But even you get tired of feeling like nothing is happening. This week reminds you that the slow phase had a purpose. You were building something stronger. And now, it starts showing. There may be a situation this week that suddenly feels lighter. Something that felt heavy becomes manageable. Something that felt blocked begins to open. Something that felt uncertain starts making sense. Not because you forced it, but because the timing changed. And timing is everything right now. So here's the deeper truth for this week. The shift began when you made a decision quite recently. Maybe you decided to stop holding on to something. Maybe you chose a new direction. Maybe you accepted that something had to change, even if it didn't look like much at the time. That moment moved your path forward. And now, life is responding. You may also notice your motivation coming back. Feeling more focused. Feeling more ready to build again. Feeling like you can see the future more clearly. That's the sign the cycle turned. Taurus always feels the shift when stability starts returning. And stability is starting to come back. There may be opportunities appearing slowly later this week. Not all at once, but enough to show you that things are moving. Something connected to work. Something connected to money. Something connected to long-term plans. Pay attention to what feels like progress. That's where the new cycle begins. But here's the key for this week. Don't rush just because things are opening. Taurus energy grows best when momentum builds steadily. Stay patient. Stay grounded. Let the shift unfold. You don't have to force anything now. Because what's really happening is this. You went through the pressure. You made the adjustment. You changed your direction. And now, life starts moving again. Now, let's talk alignment. One intentional practice for you this week. Notice one thing that feels more stable than it did before. Focus on that. Build on that. That's where the new cycle is growing. Taurus. This week isn't about struggle. It's about progress. You felt stuck. You felt the delay. You made the change. And now, things start moving for real. Stay steady. The shift has already begun. Before you go, there's something important you should know. These horoscopes are based on Vedic astrology, also known as sidereal astrology. That means we're using the actual positions of the stars in the sky, not the tropical system used in most Western astrology. Because of that, your sun signs here may be different than what you're used to. And that's okay. In Vedic astrology, we don't start with the sun sign. We start with the moon sign, because the moon represents your mind, emotions, and how life is experienced day to day. First, always watch this for your Vedic moon sign. That's where this horoscope will feel the most accurate and personal. Next, I recommend watching for your rising sign, also called your ascendant or lagna. Your rising sign shows how these energies show up in your physical life, your body, your environment, and the situations unfolding around you. Then, you can also watch for your sun sign, which adds insight into your identity, confidence, and sense of purpose during this time. And if love, relationships, creativity, or money are major themes for you right now, I also recommend checking your Venus sign, called Shukra in Vedic astrology, for an extra layer of clarity. For weeks where things feel intense, faded, or life-shifting, it can also be helpful to look at your lunar nodes, Rahu and Ketu. These show where growth is pulling you forward, and where old patterns are asking to be released. To find your correct placements, make sure you're using a Vedic or sidereal natal chart, not a tropical one. Once you know your moon, rising, sun, and Venus signs, and optionally Rahu and Ketu, you'll get a much deeper and more complete understanding of what's unfolding. If this message resonated with you, please like the video. It truly helps support this channel and allows these messages to reach the people who actually need them. And if you're enjoying these weekly Vedic horoscopes, consider subscribing so you don't miss future messages for your signs. You are not one sign. You are a system of energies, learning how to work together. Take care and be calm.